watching PTZOptics Live, a high-definition broadcast available on YouTube and Facebook Live every Friday, streaming at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. Broadcast quality made affordable. Thank you for tuning in.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our show. It's PTZOptics Live.
I'm Tess Protesto.
I'm Paul Richards, and we are joined with Ted from Tally-Lights. Ted, how you doing?
Very well, and thank you for inviting me to be here.
My pleasure. So we're going to start the show off with a little social media update from Tess. Then I'm going to do a little update from the survey that everyone might have gotten to see. And that survey actually is if you go to giveaway.com or ptzoptics.com/giveaway, you will see that you can win a PTZOptics camera today plus a Tally-Light system. So I'm going to go into that. But first, Tess, let's do our social media update.
Cue my button. Hey guys, how's it going? Tess here. Happy to have you guys here. Even happier to have Ted from Tally-Lights with us today. We are using our Tally-Lights right now, and you'll see that's how our whole show is really run by. So it's great to have an in-studio guest today. Moving on to social media, I always like to highlight a couple of social media posts that have hashtag PTZOptics in them, starting off with Instagram. Oh, you already pulled it up for me. Thank you. We have a post from Scarhoy doing a quick little review featuring the PTZOptics cameras. Thank you so much for including us in that. You can click the link in their Instagram to check out that footage if you're interested. Next, we have Facebook. This post is actually from the Facebook user group. Our friend Chris posted his new PTZOptics cameras in probably the highest shot I've ever seen them being used. So that was fun and cool to see how he set that up. This, again, I said was from our Facebook user group. I have to give a shout out to the new Facebook user group members. Welcome to the family. We are happy to have you guys here. It's a great place to come and ask questions that you might have about live streaming, whether you're starting or you are very professional in this industry. And it's also a great place to be part of a community that has a similar interest as you. So if you haven't joined that, head over to facebook.com/groups/PTZOpticsPals and join the fun. That's it for me.
Cool. Thank you, Tess. Next, I wanted to, first of all, thank everyone who has taken our survey. Over 150 of you have given us all some insight, and I just want to share what we've learned here. The first question we asked is, have you or your organization live streamed in the past year? And over 75% of you said, yes, we have. So it's amazing how many people are live streaming today, and that just gives you an overview of the survey we're about to talk about. 75% of the people taking the survey have live streamed in the past year. Now, our next question, 78, and the next question, which 110 respondents have answered for us, is what live streaming switcher are you using? And overwhelmingly, actually, vMix was number one, followed by the newtek TriCaster, followed by very close race in third here, Live Stream Studio.
And then, Blackmagic. And then Wirecast.
So this is just a great example. This is from you guys.
Oh, Wirecast is tied with OBS, actually.
Wirecast is tied with OBS here.
Crazy.
So, you know, this is just crazy. This is a live survey that we took. Thank you so much for taking it, everybody. It actually helps Ted know how to set up Tally-Lights for you. And this is one of the questions we wanted to ask, because we've learned, and this is a statistic out there, is that 67% of people that are watching live streams believe that quality of the stream is the most important thing. And so we wanted to ask, how many cameras does it take to create a high quality stream? And almost 55% of people said 3 or more cameras, and then even a large 30% said more than 2. So 85% of people are saying at least 2 or more cameras. And what we want to make the idea is that 2 cameras is really that magic number with pan, tilt, zoom, where you can get multiple angles and really increase video production. So that's what we're going to talk about a little bit today. The other question is, does your organization rely on volunteers? And surprisingly, over 51% of organizations, whether it's churches or sporting events or different places, are relying on volunteers.
That one was really interesting.
I was very surprised to see that, but that means things need to be easy and operation of cameras need to be easy, so we'll talk about that. One of the other questions we asked is who's responsible for the live streaming and video production? And this was interesting. Almost half of the people are video production experts. That is their job. But again, you got a large people of volunteers who are actually in charge of the entire thing. And then also a little bit of IT people who are not trained in video production, who are being put responsible for doing the live video production. So we're learning a little bit about this. One of the cool ones is we asked, is live streaming fun or is it work? And almost 70% of people said it's fun, and that was kind of on the long lines of how we feel. We think it's very fun. It looks like
we're
a lot of you
lucky
do
to call
too.
it both.
Yeah, we actually get to call it both. Not everyone gets to do that. We asked other people, does your organization use PTZ cameras? And now we're saying
we got to change this.
50% of people are...
We need this all blue.
Yeah, it should be all blue, right? And maybe it will be at the end of the show when you see some of the things that we're going to talk about today. But 50% of you are, and 49 are not. So
at least half.
That's half glass full here. We also asked, how many cameras does it take to create a good live stream? Then we asked, how many cameras does it take to create a television quality broadcast? And still, we're looking at 2, 3 to 5 cameras. So again, the amount of cameras is really what seems to bring the quality into the stream, the different angles, and we've talked a lot about that on this show. Then we asked, if you do have a pan tilt zoom camera, how many camera angles do you use with that camera in a given show? Because 50% of our audiences have pan tilt zoom cameras. They say 3 to 5 different camera angles are being used. And we're going to talk hopefully a little bit today. We're going to get a lot into Tally-Lights, but how to use the Tally-Lights with the PTZ cameras to let your talent know which camera's live when you're doing the multi-camera switching, at an affordable rate as well. So Ted's going to talk about that today. The next this is just the final thing we wanted to ask is, given all the different cables, whether it's HDSDI, HDMI, or Ethernet, what is the easiest cable to use? And overwhelmingly, people are saying Ethernet. Ethernet's easy, and as you may know with PTZOptics, we can power the cameras over Ethernet, we can send video, audio, even control them all over Ethernet. So many people in the industry, including Andrew Cross, the Chief Technology Officer of Newtek, is really pushing, saying no one can argue that IP video is really the future. The last question we asked, are you using IP video today? And just about half of you are, a little less than half, are using IP video today. That means some type of video over the internet, whether it's NDI or just another computer on your network or an RTSP stream, incorporating IP video. So we do think it's the future, and we wanted to bring that to your attention. So that is it for me. Here we go. And what we're going to do is we're going to let Ted now explain to us what he has here. Ted?
Thank you. If you have a switcher that has a tally output signal, we have the system that can make your tally lights and system work. So whether it's USB, a D sub that you plug into the back of the switcher, or Ethernet, which is the Blackmagic controller, we can 100% set up something for you.
Yeah, so you guys are all about creating solutions. That's what you keep telling us. You're all about come to us with whatever the need might be in terms of Tally-Lights, and we are able to create a system for you.
And I think this would be probably a great chance to go ahead and do a little live demo of how the Tally-Lights are set up in this office. So let's go ahead and connect this up. This is going to be a wireless camera we're going to have John take out for us. And then the other thing I wanted to really quickly show is right here, this is actually, here we go. These are 4 different Tally-Light systems that we have in place here. There we go. I'm going to fade to this. So you can see here we've got 4 cameras, different cameras. I'm in one of the shots here. This is the shot. Actually, did I move this a little? There we go. You can see the different lights on them. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and give, actually, you know what I'd like to do? Is I'm actually going to go ahead, no, it's the other way, John. Is I'm going to add, there you go. So
you're taking a selfie.
One of our shots here is going to be, John, that's your wireless shot. So John, go ahead and take us around and show us what we're looking at here. So first of all, you can see we're in the bottom right. I hope this isn't too confusing. But we've got, if you start over there and just take us all the way around, on the other side we have a PTZOptics 20x SDI camera with a Tally-Light right on it there. So you can see that there in the right-hand side there. And these, at least 2 of these are actually lit up because we did this on purpose so that you could kind of see the lights on. Then if you move up to the top right up there, you can see that we have all the way up in the top there, we have another Tally-Light there. and that is going to show another 20x SDI camera in the ceiling, that's what in the beginning of the show you saw us actually using that camera back and forth there. And then if you come over here, we'll go ahead and let Ted kind of show us these other cameras and what we're looking at here.
Okay, what John is looking at is a monitor from JVC, and we have the tally light on the side of it, because sometimes your monitors do not have a tally light on it, or it's too small for your talent to see. So we mounted the tally light on the side of it, and at the same time you can have the monitor and our tally light working at the same time. Because normally, hey, John, go down in the back and the bottom there on the back side. Because normally from our controllers we have a voltage signal. And what we have there, yes, and what we have there is you're able to have a contact closure and a voltage signal coming out at the same time. Okay.
Awesome. So why don't we go ahead and show off what you have in here, and we'll just kind of go left to right here and show exactly what we're talking about. Because I see you have multiple different boxes here. Can you tell us about the different ones here?
The first one is the USB controller, and that works with the TriCaster, the vMix, the Telestream, and many of the other switchers that output a USB signal for tally lights. The second one in is a controller that you can plug into the back of your switcher if it has a D-sub connector on it. The big one is for Blackmagic, which runs over the Ethernet. We have an 8-camera controller that you can send 8 tally signals out to the camera. The next one is our wireless. There's a transmitter and a receiver, and so you can transmit a tally light over 1,000 feet, which is three football fields, over 3 football fields, with a good line of sight.
Very interesting. So this is pretty interesting stuff. Again, one of the things I wanted to show here is the different tally lights that we have here. So this one here is actually just sitting right on a shelf. So that's one way to do it. The one above up here you can see is actually ceiling mounted. So they have a clampable ceiling mount that you can use. And then this one over here, John, if you don't mind peering over here, is actually, can you show that one in more detail? This one is like a standard hot shoe. So on the top of the PTZOptics Z cams, you can actually have it mounted right to the top there,
Nice.
Which is a really great system. And we've been showing off, this is the camera that was used for Tess's shot right here. So you can see it's got a nice wide angle shot. And when it goes to that camera, we know, you can see the light there, boop, just turned off because we switched from it, but we know it's impossible to miss. It's just such a nice, big tally light. It's not like a little teeny light that might be on a small camera or something. It's a big, I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 big red lights, and then there's a green light that lets you know it's up next so that your talent knows. So tell us a little bit more about these, Ted.
Well, the tally light also has the capability of going from the bright light that you see to no light, because sometimes you want the talent not to know which camera to look at.
That little twist on the back?
The little twist on the back. And churches use that a lot because the pastor is walking all around with camera operators. So this way here, the camera operator knows that he is either live or he's going to be next.
So Tess, we've been using the tally lights for quite a bit, and I think before we used them, you must have been tearing your hair out, because I was doing all this switching. You didn't necessarily know.
Yeah, as soon as we decided that we were going to get 5, 6, 7, 8 cameras put in here, we knew that we needed a solution to be able to address our audience on whatever camera was live. And luckily we found Ted and Tally-Lights, and he was able to make a custom build or solution system, thank you, for us, and really it's changed our production. I feel like we're really able to address the audience in a much deeper and more intimate way, and we're not, first off, we're not going like this, looking all over the place, where we were chasing the cameras before. So.
We really were. So we'll go back to now. This is our main setup. And one of the things that a lot of you do know is that we use vMix here to do our broadcast. And a lot of times, because it's just me and Tess most of the time, I'm really happy to have you here, Ted. But
it's nice to have a real person.
Normally, it's just us two. So what we'll do is we'll put it on an automated playlist. And it can actually control the pan, tilt, zoom of the cameras as well. But so basically, you'll see right now we're on this camera right in front of us. But we'll switch to that camera right there. And now we know without you can see my hands are up. Wasn't doing anything. Automatically, every 25 seconds, a nice little fade. So if you are a one person or maybe two people, but not wanting to focus on the video production the whole time, you can have it slowly pan between 2 or 3 shots and know exactly what's going on automatically without having to do that. And I'm guessing a lot of your customers do that, right, Ted?
Yes, especially like the school systems. With the students, the camera operators, they know what's up next for them, and the talent, like I said, knows exactly which camera to look at.
Yeah, it's great for broadcast solutions with that little light on the back that indicates for both the talent and whoever's the cameraman to both have knowledge of what camera is live. But from somebody who owns a PTZ camera, it's also good because it sort of eliminates another job for you of you're already trying to run your production so often by yourself or one other person. It's nice to not even have to worry about it. And the lights are big enough. In some other cases with Tally-Lights, they seem to be a little too small for me. These are very able, to be seen easily and catch your eye, so I appreciate that about them.
So Ted, with pan tilt zoom cameras in particular, you did mention some of the different reasons why people might change. I forget what you were saying about that.
The dimming?
The ability to dim and do different things with them. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, with your PTZ cameras, you really don't have a camera operator. And so when you're doing switching, like from here, you can look at that camera, this camera goes on, and it makes for an easy adjustment.
In fact, I like this camera as well. So you mentioned that, and this is our nice wide angle shot that gets all three of us, I think, pretty well. We got a chance to look at all the products, but we didn't actually get to do our Facebook Live reaction question yet, Ted. Or Tess. Tess and Ted, sorry.
Got a couple T's
So
in the
our
building
first Facebook Live reaction question is, are you a member of the Facebook user group yet? Which is where, and are you a member yet, Ted?
I am on Facebook.
Oh, you are. Okay, you are on Facebook.
But you're not a member yet?
You're not a member?
No.
All right,
Everybody in the chat knows I'm going to be on you.
Now we're going to make sure that we get you in the group, because that's where people ask questions and post pictures, and that's where Tess got her picture of the live tall camera. So if you're a member, go ahead. Looks like 14 people are members, and then hit a sad face if you're not a member. But we'll go back to that. The next Facebook Live reaction question, we wanted to do a fun one. How cool are Tally-Lights?
Are you into it, basically?
Are you into it? Hit the heart button if you think it's super cool. And just hit the ha-ha if,
if we haven't sold you yet.
If you don't
let
think
us
it's
know.
quite great
And then we'll
yet.
have to work a little bit harder.
So those are our Facebook Live reaction questions. We can see right where you just got a heart there. It is pretty instantaneous, so thanks for that heart. There's a little bit of latency. We're not using the ultra-low latency yet, but 5 hearts there. It's looking good, Ted.
This one's
7.
making me nervous.
Oh, we might get everybody. 8. Oh my gosh! Hold your horses, everybody. Okay, so we are getting very close to the end of the show. I hope that was fun. We didn't want to bore you with the tech specs, because guess what? There's a Q&A coming up where we're going to answer all your questions. So I'm going to roll the credits, and we're going to go ahead and go into the post show.
Thanks again for being here, Ted.
Yep.
Where is my outro?
Intermittent dance party. I don't know what else to do because we can't find the outro.